It's 94-7. Hey. Live 305 Network Under the Sun is. This is a spooky show.
What the hell was that?
Special guest host Bella Lugosi in the house. What was that?
Welcome to the 305 Network Under the Sun Halloween special. Amazing. We have little gremlins crawling around on the floor, and we have gremlins laughing over there. We're live on YouTube. We're just knocking them out of the park today. We have technical issues here in the studio as normal. Well, we've come to expect it, so we're flying with it rather than against it, I guess, these days. But welcome aboard, Silos, all the way down on the right hand side. He's for those of you playing the home game. Everybody, give a high sign. Hi, how you doing, everybody? There you go.
Here, so you can see my hands.
Yay, jazz hands. So that's Silos down
Spirit
there.
fingers.
Give him the rockin' thumbs.
Wow.
Unpopular Chris to my right. He's working the board this evening. I'll be in for the first hour. I'm Craig Cook. You can tweet me at Real Craig Cook. I think I have the tweet deck open. No, I don't either. I wanted to start off, first off, happy Halloween to everybody that celebrates. And if you don't, happy Halloween anyway. You should celebrate because it's all about the candy and the liquor.
I think I'm gonna take my child on Friday in a costume
To a bar.
no, to his Christian religious school.
You know what? We should do? We should start this. Where the adults go around and knock on doors, and you have to give them a shot, or they play a trick on you.
That's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I like that.
You would have a lot of wasted people in the streets.
Hey, did you guys hear about the fireball?
Yeah, that it's coming back because of it has too much what was it called back?
Okay,
Because it has
apparently European
Too much
fireball.
antifreeze.
Well, no, sort of, yeah, but sort of no either. The Fireball whiskey is being distilled by an independent company in the Netherlands. I guess they got the license or whatever, sort of like how Budweiser is not just brewed in St. Louis. They've got breweries all across the country. So Netherlands is brewing or distilling Fireball. There's some report out that there's too much of the, I believe it's called propylene glycol, which is
Antifreeze.
it is not antifreeze directly. It is a
Antifreeze.
ingredient that you find in antifreeze, but that is not the main component of antifreeze.
Okay.
So at any rate, there's this ingredient that's
It's
showing up,
antifreeze.
and at any rate, it has nothing to do with the world Fireball climate. It's just the Fireball whiskey that is
From Netherlands.
from the Netherlands, from this one distillery. And that's all been recalled already. But everything out of Canada from Sazerac is all clean. So for those of you playing Fireball at home, cheers, drink up. which is unrelated to the Fireball whenever the rocket blew up in Virginia.
Huh.
That was Chris's favorite
What?
thing over the course of the weekend.
Actually, no, that was not my favorite thing that happened.
Oh, what was your favorite thing other than this? What is this thing that you have on here? This abomination.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
what the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
that
Right
is.
now I'm wearing my Amari Stoudemire jersey. The New York Knicks play their first game tonight.
It's
And
like carrots and throw up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a Smurf.
that is
beat up carrot top.
horrible to say. Carrots and throw up. That's disgusting.
Exactly.
Yeah, too bad about your shirt too. So there's that. Another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to sort of like come out with a PSA. Can we do like a quick public service announcement? Have you obviously you drive on the highways here in Florida? No.
Yeah.
With your eyes open.
It's impossible not to drive on the highways in Florida. You can't get anywhere without being on a highway.
one of the things that I've come to notice in my years here is that during
Someone just passed out.
oh my goodness, for those of you playing at home, we just had a murder here in the studio. So
And we got a gremlin on the crawling on the ground.
where's the camera when you need it?
Don't feed it after midnight. Do not feed it after midnight.
Midnight where? It's always midnight
Wherever
somewhere.
it is.
Well, yeah, but how does it know where it's at?
I don't know, man.
What happens if you-
ask the wizard with the magic wand?
What happens if you live near
The
a
one-eyed wizard
Ew.
Oh,
with the magic. wand.
gross. That was Chris's line. Gross. So what happens if you live near the time zone change and you take your gremlin across the time zone change and then you feed it at 11 and bring it back? And
No,
what
you're
if-
safe. Completely
what-
safe.
What if your grandmother had the gremlin in Florida, but then gave it to you, then you live in Colorado? Now, you can't feed it after 9 or 12? That's why I said Colorado.
Does it matter where the gremlin's born? Does that have anything to do with it?
I don't know.
Is that like the internal time clock that it goes with?
I would think so.
so you just so wait, so no matter where you move it, how do you know that it wasn't moved out of the time zone and you fed it after midnight? Going back to what I was saying, you're on the highway here in Florida. How the hell do we get the My God,
I'm pretty sure you brought it up.
I didn't bring up anything.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I was
Yeah.
talking about.
You said we had a gremlin on the floor.
no, that
Yeah.
was Los.
No, that was you.
That was
No,
you.
That was Los.
That was totally you, Craig.
No, and now I'm getting blamed. I'm on mic 3, by the way. So whenever we go to parse this out, so you're driving on the highway in Florida. Now I drive in rush hour traffic, and it sucks. Bumper
I
to
don't.
bumper.
Yay.
Well, you also get to work at 2 a.m.
I wake
Pretty
up
much.
at 2 in the
Yeah,
morning.
whatever. Have you noticed when people use the merging on lane as like a route? So if they're in the right lane and there's a lane that comes in from the on ramp, and then people cut across to get over there.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
Oh, people down here drive like morons.
Yeah.
But I don't
I'm
understand.
going to say it out loud. Everyone listen in Miami. We're on 24/7 Miami. You guys drive like idiots. Stop it.
pretty
Knock
much.
it the hell off.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is they get in line then again to merge back in, and it takes them twice as long.
Right.
So you get out of lane to
So
stack
speed
up
for 3 or 4, 6 cars, and then when you try to get back in, you're
It
back in the
takes
same
you
spot
twice as
farther,
long.
or farther back.
I noticed this coming up the 826,
That never happens.
crossing over Flagler.
No.
To get to.
Keep talking.
Well, I'm over here now because you pointed at this. What is this that you're showing me?
No, all right. You know,
What?
I'll tell you off air
Okay,
because
'cause
apparently you can't.
this-
You can't
What?
multitask.
I can't multitask. We're
Ah.
on camera, and we're all lined up here, all pretty. And now I got to move to see whatever it is you're showing me. You're some type of poster or something. Guild for the Blind. Is that what you're associated? And it just pisses me off that these people are doubling up in that lane, and then it takes them twice as long to get in. Because you pass by them if you're in the second lane, you're like zip, 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 you're going by all of them that are waiting to merge. So then you pass by them, and then you get in the right hand lane anyway. So I'm like, boom, I'm on Flagler.
Yeah, but you're talking to the wrong guy because that to me is just normal.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know anything else.
I don't get it.
But this ridiculous traffic. So to me, it's just the norm.
It's great. Northbound on the Shula, they use all 3 lanes until the merge point just past Kendall Drive, right? Southbound, if you're in the right lane, it's like you're cursed. Like there's 3 lanes that could come to the turnpike merge point near 152. If you're in the right-hand lane, they look at you like you're death. But northbound, it's okay.
Yeah, because
Southbound, it's different.
because you're going into the Keys as opposed to coming out of the Keys.
Oh, you mean where I live? Is that are you insinuating I live in the Keys?
No, but just by where you told me, I didn't even know streets went down that far. So
Southwest, there's like 300
At some
streets.
point, getting to Christ's Place, you end up going on some dirt and grass paths.
What are you talking about?
eventually.
Yeah.
Cutler Ridge is not dirt and grass paths. There's like malls and stuff down there. They
I'm
even
pretty
have an
sure-
Olive Garden.
No, they definitely have like a ferryman that kind of takes you there on like a on a wooden raft.
6 pence, please. What? A ferryman.
Yeah,
No, that's Key West you're thinking
like
about.
straight out of Lord of the Rings style.
Oh, that type of ferry.
Yeah, I feel like I'm crossing the river Styx into Hades.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the ones down on Duval. Okay, so welcome to 305 Network Under the Sun. We're talking about scary topics all night long. We're going to be talking movies later on in the show. I'm not going to be here for that, but I'm only here for the first hour.
Hey, you know what the scariest thing in the world is?
That jersey.
Religion.
Yeah.
Wait, I
pretty bad.
thought we weren't going to get political here. We're gonna-
It's
religion,
not
politics.
We're not?
We're not getting political. We're getting
So-
religious.
When did you, now you had mentioned to me your theory off air about now I know we have our conspiracy segment covered with a different topic. However,
yeah, absolutely.
did you perhaps want to mention your conspiracy theory?
I do.
I suppose that since there's only 8 minutes left in this segment, that we could probably let you, I don't know,
Even less, actually.
wax poetic in regard to your theorem.
I honestly, truthfully believe that the current pope is an atheist.
Now, what brings you to believe that?
Erroneous.
I honestly he just recently, and this is the breaking news that happened just last night. He said,
The king of
and
selfies.
if I can completely get the quote here, sorry. Okay, so he said that the Big Bang Theory is real, and so is evolution. Now, that doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. It actually requires God to do so. But he did go on to say, when we read about creation in Genesis, we run the risk of imagining God is a magician with a magic wand and able to do everything. That is not so. I personally think that he is trying to just change the church completely, throw it over its head, and I think it's going towards disbanding, because when you say something like that the way we see something in Genesis, because the Genesis is very clear. Genesis says God created earth, then he created the stars.
Let me ask you something before we get into Bible verses and stuff. I'm not very religious, but do you think that this has something to do with the push for taxation of churches?
I don't
Do you
know.
think that this is a money grab? That
I
maybe
I had not heard that. But I guess nothing's impossible.
I always try to break all these conspiracies down into the money. Who would benefit? Now, there is a definite push for the taxation of church. You figure right now,
but that's just in this country, right? I don't think there's anybody trying to tax the Vatican. What does the Pope have to do with that?
Well, I would put forth the notion that the United States would probably be the leader in beginning to tax organized religion, and that other countries would probably soon follow. The reason being I even bring this up is the fact that maybe they're trying to split and factionalize the way that it's organized now, the organization that it's in, like the current state of affairs of Catholicism, the Catholic Church, its outreach, the way that they pull money, the way they generate income is at risk. Would that not be something that maybe they would want to protect? Would be the income pipeline, especially from the United States, because you figure just the taxation from the United States' Catholic money generation system, the taxation on that, I believe I read the stat. I'm not sure, Chris, if you understand, if you remember this stat, that the taxation would be able to fund, I believe, all of the healthcare in the United States. Is that a correct statement? It's something like that. It's something ridiculous. Either education or pay for all education or pay for something.
Taxing just churches just on their properties could balance the budget.
Right. It's
not even on their
something-
income, just on their property.
It's something ridiculous. It's there. I mean, taxing religion would change it would change the game. Now, imagine that much money being lost by religion. I have to wonder what they're doing with that money. I don't know what they do with that money. Like, I don't see the Catholic.
Well, that's
budget.
the whole thing about the church, is just that because they qualify as a religious exemption, they don't even have to say what they're spending their money on. Like, a charity has to have their stuffs audited and say, okay, this is why we're not paying taxes, because we're spending on the following items.
But it's a religion, so therefore
because
they're
a
exempt.
religion, they don't have to report. So nobody really knows what they're spending it on.
Because this seems crazy to me. Like, who says they're not building like nuclear weapons or launching rockets to the sun or whatever? I don't know. That's just me. We only have a couple minutes left in the segment. I did want to mention the fact that I am in first place in the 24/7 Miami League fantasy football.
We don't talk fantasy football until the third segment. So we're going to go ahead and say, no, you do not get to say that.
I'm not here hour two. I need to gloat. That's like being the smartest mentally challenged person.
Listen, Dan, who else do you know that has over 1,000 points already?
Me.
And we're scoring. No, you don't.
Soon.
and we're scoring half. And even to your own admission, we're scoring half for wide receiver receptions, right? So
Yes.
I have a ton of points. I scored 174 against Team Janowitz.
But listen, that doesn't mean anything until you make the playoffs and then you don't make it.
Shut up, Shelly.
So that's you could score 1,000 points, you could score 1,200 points, you could score 1,500 points. But in the first game of the playoffs, if you only score 86 points, those 1,400 points didn't do crap for you.
I understand, but I'm just observing a trend.
Oh,
is
okay.
all. So if there's a 135 point average per game, those of you making it to the playoffs, I believe the fantasy frauds are out. They're not going to be able to make the playoffs.
Matter, yeah.
So the fantasy frauds are dead last. They're out. I think they just threw in the towel. They quit. I don't think Lopez was even playing.
They had no choice.
And then Al, I don't know
what I like about you know what I do like about your team though? They're not a very good second half team. So I'm kind of liking now starting.
You mean my entire team?
No, maybe if I remember correctly, maybe about 3 out of the 11 starters. 4 out of the 11 starters, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, most of them are starters. I mean, that's the thing. So, they, of course, get lax in the second half because they're winning,
Right. But I just want to see it play out because now is when it gets good because now is actually when the first half is done, second half is coming in. So,
all right. Well, I wish everybody luck in 24/7 Fantasy Football League. Here we are, 305 Network Under the Sun, our very special Halloween episode, talking spooky stuff here with Los. There's something wrong with Los. There's something wrong there. Oh, LC. LC's running the technical side of everything. He's the owner and proprietor of 247miami.tv. He's been drinking again. Unpopular Chris running the board this evening. We'll be back right after this.
You can proprietize this.
The next night, the woman goes to the Panda's house and she says, "You owe me money."
Whoa. Hey, guys, what's up? Craig Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and Unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk. But then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the place can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, LC.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday through Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary and it says, "Panda eats bush and leaves."
It's time.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year. It's football season. You know what else that means? It's fantasy football season. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Fantasy Frauds, with replays starting at 5 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can only hear it here on 247miami.tv.
The lawyer,
the cop, and the Marine.
There's got to be a joke here. Whatever. Listen to the show Thursdays, 8 p.m. on 24/7 Miami. Remember, question everything.
This and every Friday, Metal and Mayhem. I am your host, Craig Cook. Heard live every week here on the 247 Miami Radio Network. Hit 247miami.tv, part of the Zombies Don't Sleep crew. Fridays, 10 p.m. until we quit. Join me for Metal and Mayhem.
There's a new sports sheriff in town, and their names are Benny Laurie.
Are we on the air? Are we having any problems right now?
And Adrian Orengo.
Makes for great radio.
Sometimes they act like they know what they're doing, when in fact, they have no clue. It's mostly me! Yeah!
What's this record that we're keeping?
Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to find out just how terrible these two morons are. On Sports Smackdown, only on 247miami.tv.
247miami.tv. From glitz and glamour to fashion, function, and the nuts. 247miami.tv, your host for Network Under the Sun. Just two nuts in the Magic City, bringing you sports, news, local events, Miami meat and potatoes, with Pittsburgh salt and pepper. 247miami.tv.
We're allowed to cuss, right?
Always tighten your neck.
305 Network Under the Sun. Going to our sports segment, talking some Major League Baseball. I'm Unpopular Chris. Follow me at Unpopular Chris. We also are here with Carlos. He is at Silos. Sorry, what was that? I always forget his name.
Los 305 nuts.
Los 305 nuts.
He adds more digits and numbers every time. Like he
I could
complicates
never
the
keep it
matter.
straight. And then, of course,
crap every time.
and of course, we're blessed to have Craig Cook here for another 40 minutes.
I'm here. You can tweet me at Real Craig Cook. I promise I'll respond and call you names, and maybe your mom too.
Yeah, you know what? We don't get enough tweets at us that we can't take the time to tweet back to you guys. So we will absolutely do that as well.
Promise.
Now, again, we are going to talk some World Series baseball. We have the San Francisco Giants. We have the Kansas City Royals. And I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about baseball. But you know who does? A
Who's
guy
that?
I used to intern for
Really?
the Power Play Sports Network coming out of Brooklyn, New York. You can hear them Mondays and Thursdays on BoostRadio.com on the Boost Radio Network. His name, Mr. Howard Forrest, the pride of Brooklyn. Howard, welcome to the 305 Nuts.
Thanks for having me on, Chris. Yeah, you know, I was your first Boston radio, you know, so I take credit for your superstardom that you have attained at.
Howard likes to claim that he launched my career. And you know what the funny thing is? Like, I interned for him for like maybe 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was still my first job. And Howard, thank you. I still thank you so much.
Look
for
how
giving it to me.
talented Howard must be if he gave you that much talent in only 2 episodes. If he
Right?
taught you that much in only 2 episodes. Howard, this is Craig. How are you, man?
Doing good, Craig. Thanks again for having me on. You know, I listen to you guys as often as I can. But you guys do a good job down there in Miami.
Appreciate it.
Not my favorite spot in the world, but you know, the fact that Chris is there and you know I watched his career, I'm willing to help you guys. You know,
That just
with
makes
anything
things
that I
worse.
can help you with.
Hey, you got to let us know. Do you share his sentiment on shoveling snow? He apparently has this disease where his brain is broken, and he says that he makes this claim that he likes to shovel snow. Is that true with you too, Howard?
Being a lifelong Brooklynite and a lifelong New Yorker, shoveling snow is part of the job here.
However, do you like it? Do you like it?
No.
Okay, good. That's all you need to say. Sit down, Chris. Sit down, man. All
I
right.
was never standing up.
So here we go. Where MLB, this is it. This is for all the marbles tonight. Game 7, San Francisco Giants are playing the Kansas City Royals. Great matchup pitching wise. Why don't you go ahead and break down the starters for us, Howard? Start with San Francisco Giants. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Tim Hudson and what he's bringing to the table tonight?
Well, what Tim Hudson brings to the San Francisco Giants is a ballroom experience. You know, he's 39 years old. He's been around for a very long time. I don't know if you guys remember from the Oakland A's. He's part of the Bolton Hudson and Zeno trio that was very, very good with the A's. He moved on to the Braves. You know, he's bounced around a little bit here and there. He brings that calm experience. He did not pitch so well in Game 3, but you know, it was his first World Series appearance. I expect him to pitch a little bit better tonight, but I do expect Bruce Bochy to have a short leash on him to the point where if in 3 innings he gives up 2 runs, I can see Bruce Bochy going to his bullpen.
Three innings and 2 runs, he goes to the bullpen?
Yeah, definitely. It's game 7.
You know, there's going to be a short leash.
What do you mean? And don't be a surprise that if he goes straight after Bumgarner, because Bumgarner could throw about 2 or 3 innings, and that's already been told. I thought he was, you leave Hudson in for a couple innings, and then.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is, do you think that since he pitched game 3, and now here he is pitching in game 7, is this going to be too soon for him to come back? Is this like regular rotation because the games are coming so fast? Like, is he going to have the stuff to come back in game 7 and really throw like the heat and have good control? What do you think?
I think that, it is on regular rest. It is 4 days since game 3. You have the off day between games 5 and 6. It is regular rest for him. Pitchers in baseball are creatures of habit. They like to pitch every 5th day. They have their mindset on it. So when you get to the playoffs, if you can maintain that, especially with the pitcher who's as advanced as he is at the age of 39, I know it sounds weird that we're talking about that, but he is a creature of habit. He doesn't pitch good on short rest, and he doesn't pitch good on extra rest. So having it pitch game 7, the most important game of the year right now, because it's the last game of the season. You either win or you're known as a World Series loser. I think it bodes well. Could he pitch the game of his life? I'm not too sure.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Now, moving over to the Kansas City Royals, you got Jeremy Guthrie. They're coming off this humongous win. What was that, last night or the night before? Last night, right?
Last night, 10-0.
It was 10, like this complete blowout, this manhandling. Do you think Kansas City is the type of team, especially with Guthrie up front, to carry the momentum, or is this like going to be a complete sort of chemistry change putting Guthrie on the mound? What do you think?
I think the momentum is going to carry over. I think the Giants really missed a chance to close out the series last night. They had Kansas City on the ropes. They had them where they were fearing getting into the batter's box against any Giant pitcher. What the Royals did last night, what you saw is what the Royals do well. They get the blue base hits. They go from first to third on the single. They sacrifice. They steal bases. They were doing that last night. And after that first hit that they got, they went over the first baseline, they looked relaxed. They looked like a team that was meant to be there. And a guy like Jeremy Guthrie, who has been solid for them all season, I should know I had him on my fantasy team, even though I didn't come in first. But he's been very good for them this year. He's in his mid-30s. He's been around a long time. He pitched very well in Game 3. Pitched 5 solid innings, and that's all that Yost of the Royals is going to want from Guthrie tonight. Pitch 5 solid innings, and then you have one of the best bullpens, if not the best bullpen in the game, where you go to Kelvin Herrera, Wade Davis, and then the closer Greg Holland. I think it's set up to where he goes 4 or 5, and then you see the bullpen. And I'm a little biased in Kansas City. I've been picking them for 3 years to make the playoffs. So I've watched this team grow, but I do think that if he gives them 5, this game is over.
All right, fair enough. So let's real quick before we get back to San Francisco. We got a few minutes left in the segment. I want to talk real quick just about the Royals lineup, who they have on the card tonight. I don't know if you've seen the lineup. I think it's been out since early this afternoon. Tell me what your thoughts are going deep down the lineup, and as far as like Butler being on DH now. What do you think that brings as far as to the offense of Kansas City?
Well, I think going back to Kansas City was huge for them, because you put Billy Butler back in the lineup. He is one of those bona fide DHs. He is a game changer. He's a guy who was a professional hitter who has been on that team for a while. And you can go back to when Robinson Cano was the captain for the home run team, for the home run service for the American League in Kansas City, and the Kansas City fans were booing him. That's how much this guy means to this team, to the city, to everything. He is what. Putting him back in that lineup yesterday really lengthened the lineup. Where you have guys, you have Gordon, you have Moustakas, you have Hosmer, you have Salvador Perez, you have Alcides Escobar. These guys, and you can't forget Lorenzo Cain. These guys are top to bottom one of the most talented younger teams that are in the league, and it just makes that lineup so much deeper having him in there. which I think they missed that a little bit in San Francisco by not having the DH. So having him come back was a real big boost. And you saw that last night. He had a couple of big hits, drove a couple runs, and it showed on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard. Anybody who listens to the Power Play show knows that not only are the Royals America's darlings right now, they are definitely Howard's darlings. That's accurate, right? Like you're hugely into them at the moment.
Yeah, like I said, I've been picking them to win the division for 3 years. Now, they didn't win the division this year. They were very much in contention this year. They won the wild card. This is, like I said, the first World Series we have two true wild card teams that both had an elimination game to start off the playoffs.
Well,
so in that sense, it's awesome. The Royals, I just love the way that they play the game. They play the game the right way. They sacrifice. They move runners over. They do everything the right way. They play defense. You can't overstate the fact that their outfield is the fastest outfield in all of Major League Baseball. They catch every single ball that is sent out there.
So, Howard, what I want to ask you then is, since you are a big fan of the Royals and they're young enough where they're going to be competing for a while, and let's be honest, man, our Yankees don't look too great. Is there any chance you trade your pinstripes for Royal Blue coming up? Why are you taking this long to answer?
I can't believe you would even think about it. I'm not even from New York, and I wouldn't do that.
I think if I traded to the Royal hat, as you know, Chris, I have many hats that I wear, because I travel around on the stadium. So I may buy a traded to the Royal hat, but in terms of my first team and my main team will always be the New York Yankees. It is inked on my arm many times over. And I've just, I bleed Yankee blue, but right now it's a little reddish shade blue.
Real quick, Howard, I got a follow up here on the San Francisco side. We talked a little bit about Royals offense. I see that right now they got Morse in as their DH. Now for the series, he only has 2 RBIs as opposed to Butler having 3 RBIs, but he's been hitting a little bit better with a 364. Morse coming in with a 231. How do you think that bodes for San Francisco, their offense, and how the DH position is being played by San Francisco here?
Some people call it an advantage that the National League can insert an extra hitter. Unless you have that extra hitter, it's not an advantage. Morse is an okay player. When you're on the big stage of the World Series, it's tough to just put a guy in the lineup and say, listen, you're going to hit, you're going to do this, just go out and do it. It's very, very hard because you're facing the best of the best. With San Francisco's lineup, it doesn't scare me. Buster Posey has not had a very good World Series. He's had a pedestrian World Series. He hasn't had that hit. Everybody say, he's 1 hit away. He's 1 hit away. You know what? He's still 1 hit away because he hasn't had that hit to break out. So anyway, if Buster Posey gets that hit tonight, it could be the Giants' night. But I just don't see their lineup, even with adding an extra hitter and not having the disadvantage of having the pitcher hit, I don't see that lineup stacking up against the Kansas City Royals.
So the big question, I guess, that remains is we have a couple minutes left in the segment. I'll ask this, and then I'll let Chris banter with you for a moment. I know that he's dying to talk with you. The final question I'm going to pose to you is, who wins?
I like Kansas City. I think they gained so much momentum last night. Even if the Giants somehow throw Bumgarner for a couple of innings, it's not going to be that effective. The kid is a horse. He's going to be a very good pitcher for years to come. It's not going to make a difference. I see Kansas City jumping on Tim Hudson, getting a couple runs early. I see this game ending maybe like a 3-1, 3-2 kind of game. It's going to be a little bit of a nail biter for the Royals, but the back of the Royals bullpen with Greg Howard, who was the best closer in baseball this year. I see the Royals winning their first World Series in 29 years, and hopefully the Royals radio announcer shows a little bit of emotion. He's been very, very calm this entire postseason, but maybe he shows a little emotion tonight.
So there you go. There's your prediction right there from Howard. Now, Chris.
Yeah, Howard. I just got one more thing to ask you right now. Anybody who listens to the Power Play obviously knows that last year I was the winner of the Pick'em Challenge, and I got to go to opening day at Yankee Stadium with the Power Play show as my victory prize. I'm very far behind this year. It doesn't look like I'm going to win, but if I'm ever in New York, can we go to a Yankee game, bro?
Of course, anytime. Whenever you hear, like I've always said, you're welcome to come on the show. You're welcome to, you can definitely go to Yankee games, as long as they're in town, and, if they stink, we can get even better seats, even cheaper.
There you have it.
Excellent, Howard. Thank you very much for your time. That's Howard Forrest from the Power Play Sports Talk Show. You can listen to it live, 7 p.m. Monday and Thursday nights until 10 p.m. on the Boost Radio Network. Him and Anthony, who we had on last week, they do an excellent job, and they launched my career as Howard. They say, Howard, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk baseball with us today.
Thanks for having me on, guys. And nothing but future success for you guys. Chris is a magnet for success, so nothing but future success.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
Go Royals, huh?
We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Talk to you soon, guys.
Well, there we have it.
There you
Howard
go.
picking the Royals for tonight's show.
And a tight one at that. Like not the offensive battle royale that we had last night, but just more of a defensive struggle, it looks like. So
sounds like it.
Keep your ass to the seat and your hat over your eyes and hold on for dear life.
And absolutely watch every inning that you can, except when the Knicks are on ESPN tonight.
Coming up next, we do have Colonel's Law and the conspiracy theory. Do we have Colonel's Laws?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, of course we do. We have Colonel's Laws. And
we have the Colonel. We have to have the laws.
305 Network Under the Sun, and the sign in front of you says you might get wet on this ride. Hold on.
Ew.
You owe me money. Whoa. Hey, guys, what's up? Craig Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk. But then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the plates can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, LC.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday through Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary, and it says, panda eats bush and leaves.
It's time.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year. It's football season. You know what else that means? It's fantasy football season. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Fantasy Frauds, with replays starting at 5 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can only hear it here on 247miami.tv.
The Lawyer,
the Cop,
and the Marine.
There's got to be a joke here. Whatever. Listen to the show Thursdays, 8 p.m. on 24/7 Miami. Remember, question everything.
There's a new sports sheriff in town, and their names are Benny Laurie.
Are we on the air? Are we having any problems right now?
And Adrian Orengo.
Makes for great radio.
Sometimes they act like they know what they're doing, when in fact, they have no clue. It's mostly me! Yeah!
What's this record that we're keeping?
Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to find out just how terrible these two morons are. On Sports Smackdown, only on 247miami.tv.
This and every Friday, Metal and Mayhem. I am your host, Craig Cook. Heard live every week here on the 247 Miami Radio Network. hit 247miami.tv, part of the Zombies Don't Sleep crew. Fridays, 10 p.m. until we quit. Join me for Metal and Mayhem.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
What?
Wait a minute. This isn't my world.
Erroneous! Erroneous! Erroneous on both counts.
Well, that's the Colonel's law.
Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law.
All right, 305 Network Under the Sun. CeeLo's here with the Colonel's Laws on 247miami.tv. Mr. Craig, got anything you got to say? You sure? Oh, no?
All right.
No.
No.
Hey, what? He's back.
The FBI
He's
is
back.
tapping into the board.
It's probably, yeah,
and
definitely.
because I'm hitting close to home. I think we're getting closer to the truth because every conspiracy segment, there's something else going on in the studio that's more and more catastrophic. And yet we overcome all of these obstacles to try to deliver this segment of truth to our listenership. And there, I believe that we have listeners not only in Canada, Miami, Pittsburgh, Colorado, California, and now Brazil and Germany.
And Brooklyn.
Is that what I heard?
And Brooklyn, but Germany. We're being told we're being broadcast here now live in Germany listenership. So
can any of the people listening understand us?
Guten Tag, wie heißt du? Mein Schwanz ist auf dem Tisch. Ja. Good. Okay.
Was that at all German?
Yes, it is. It was all German. I said, hello.
Was
how
it
do
a
you
complete
do?
sentence?
Hello. How do you do? My is on the table.
Your what?
My is on the table.
Whoa, hey, how's it going?
You know, my sausage.
Yes.
My Wiener
Your
Schnitzel.
Your kielbasa.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're gross, dude.
How about it? And on that case, then we're going to get straight into the Colonel's Laws, just so we won't have to talk about
Yeah,
kielbasas.
It's
great idea.
In
Let's
Germany,
do that.
in Germany, it's illegal to put your sausage on the table.
Well, maybe
I'm
you
sorry,
need
take
to, we're not in Germany, so we're okay.
Take it away.
All right. Well, just so you guys know, in Cape Coral, Florida, parking a pickup truck in your driveway or in the front of your house on the street is illegal.
I've heard this. I've actually seen the news story where there was an HOA that got a bug up its rear end and actually towed a pickup truck, out of a
Out of the
guy's
front yard.
Front yard. Yep.
Yep.
Took it away. Now, one of the things that I thought bizarre, color me weird or whatever, was the fact that their passenger pickup trucks.
Yes.
I think the way that was supposed to read whenever they enacted the law or whatever was they didn't want contractors trucks parked. So like if you owned a business or whatever, you would have to drop your truck off at your business, pick up your personal vehicle and drive it home. Now, I guess
things are getting a little out of control.
The
People are taking things word for word.
Like the zero tolerance policy in school, the yogurt's not allowed to have a bang sound. So next thing you know, they ban all the yogurt because the yogurt had a bang sound. So yeah, of course. So now here you are, you live in this HOA, and what is it, Cape Coral?
Cape Coral,
Florida. I've heard this. Yeah, and we always try to get to the root of the matter. I know this is unpopular, Chris's favorite part, that we try to discover what the initial violation was.
You don't put up a sign for not diving into the jacuzzi unless some dummy dove in the jacuzzi.
I dive into the jacuzzi all the time.
But oh my God. Not what you do while you're in the jacuzzi. It's how you make your entry into the jacuzzi. No, you don't want to be like Olympic diving.
So no splash zone?
Sounds like a kid's park. Listen, I understand that maybe while you're in the jacuzzi, you're doing some diving, but you definitely don't want to go headfirst into the shallow end of the pool, because then we give out the Darwin Awards, which is probably why they put those signs up. But I just can't imagine if you have, I guess what, a $45,000 pickup truck with, the extended cab and the leather seats and the heated and cooled seats. I mean, you got the satellite radio. What?
What's wrong with that?
I know, right? Moving on.
Moving on, straight out of Miami Beach, Florida.
Florida again.
If an elephant were to be left tied.
Stop. Miami Beach, Florida
has an elephant law.
You don't even need to go any further.
That's it. That's pretty much.
You're not.
Well,
allowed-
if you leave an elephant tied to a parking meter, you must put money into the parking fee as if the elephant was a vehicle. All right. I've never seen anybody with an elephant in I've seen some crazy stuff in Miami Beach and South Beach, and I think Craig just left.
He just turned out the lights and
Yeah,
left.
he turned off the lights. He hung up his headphones. He's out of here. He's gone. Anybody that's listening or watching you could just watch this guy just walk out.
So wait a second. If you
So-
don't pay the meter and you get a ticket written, do they like leave it underneath like the ear of the elephant? Like, how do they leave the ticket for you?
No, they spike it on the
They
tusk.
spike it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
Here's my question: which causeway would support the weight of a damn elephant coming across, and how would you walk it over there anyway? On
And
Miami
why would you
Beach?
have an elephant at the beach?
Unless you brought it in by boat.
Aha.
This has to be some type of marine law.
Can elephants swim?
I don't know.
Yes. As a matter of fact, they can swim, but I don't think they can make it from Africa over, or India for that matter.
Well, fair enough, but can they make it from Miami to Miami Beach?
I would
Because
think
there are elephants in the United States.
How old is this law? Do we have an estimated time frame
We
of when
d-
this law
no.
may have been enacted? Here's where I'm thinking. Man, how long ago was did they invent the parking meter? Had to
I
have
would-
been what 40s,
40,
50s,
right?
Somewhere
I would
in
think. Yeah.
there. Man, I can't think of any damn good reason that you would have an elephant on Miami Beach. This had to have been some gimmick law. There's no way that anybody has ever. We got to look this up. We need an intern or a statistician or something to be looking this stuff up.
Where is our intern?
I don't know. I have no idea.
She was here last week.
Probably because I wasn't here. Nobody wants to be here when I'm here.
I don't even want to be here when you're here.
I know, right? Do we have one more before
We
we,
got one
launch
more.
into?
We got
Okay,
one
because we
more.
have an interesting conspiracy
We got
that,
one more.
that has
It'll
nothing
be
to do with
quick.
any of these laws.
It'll be quick.
It might. We don't know the third law yet.
Oh, this is true.
In Arkansas,
No,
Touche.
nothing to do with it.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rocket.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, Little Rocket.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
There it is. I heard it.
A man can legally beat his wife, but no more than once a month. Okay. How the is that a law still?
How does Arkansas not have an NFL team?
Ray Rice.
They got-
Ray Rice. This is PSA to Ray Rice. Ray Rice moved to
Plenty
Arkansas,
of
you
position-
dumbass.
Plenty of position players for that.
Oh man.
God. Yeah, but the total number of players would outrank the total number of teeth.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a toothbrush. It was
That's
invented in Arkansas.
Who?
Really?
Arkansas. That's why they call it a toothbrush and not a teeth brush. Because if it was invented anywhere else, there'd be more than one to brush.
I get it.
I figured that would be
Not that funny, but I get
thought
it.
it was more of an Alabama joke.
Well, actually, they say West Virginia too. So
Yeah, I could see that.
it's West Virginia saying moonshine.
And if we had any listeners there, they're gone too.
There's a couple that sparkle.
We're gonna have listeners in New York, South Florida, Pittsburgh, and everywhere else foreign by the time Craig's done making fun of the rest of the United States.
Well, that's all we'll have is foreign listeners.
Right?
Nobody from the United States will tune in anymore. So I think we have.
That's hilarious.
I think we have a conspiracy to discuss. Is this true?
All right, I'll tell you a secret.
I heard Mayor Quimby spent the street repair fund on a secret swimming pool for himself.
Get out. Who told you that? There's no emoticon for what I'm feeling.
Spanish and Italian are the same language. Well, that's surprising.
Controlling our minds with flu shots. I knew it.
Still irresponsible to present rumors as facts.
Hey, Mo, can you keep a secret?
No.
Not even a little one?
No.
What if I just whisper it?
No, I tells you. I got a lot of secrets. I prefer to keep clandestine. Terrible, disturbing secrets.
I want answers now, or I want them eventually.
You see, we're the ones loading them with mind-controlling additives.
Of course. It's so simple. Wait, no, it's not. It's needlessly complicated. Attention, some crazy creeps on an island somewhere are secretly running the world. But I don't know anything. At least I don't think I do.
So here we are, the back half of the third segment of the first hour. which in unto itself is a complicated matter. But we're not going to get into such divisive topics at this juncture. However, at this confluence of information that we have, am I using enough multisyllabic words for Carlos to keep him entertained?
Huh?
If you bump your head off the microphone, I'll know what's going on. 305 Network Under the Sun conspiracy theory segment right now. We talk. Los.
Huh?
The people watching at home see you playing on your phone while you're snoring. Chris came in today and he brought up a good point. The first thing he asked is, we need to talk about the rocket. And I said,
I thought Roger Clemens retired.
Well, that exactly right.
Baseball was last
yeah,
segment.
last
Keep up,
segment.
Carlos.
Yeah,
keep up.
Oh, I'm
Wake
sorry.
up, man. Wake up.
Sorry.
So he's like, we need to talk about the rocket. And I said, well, what aspect of the rocket do you want to talk about? I mean, it
Quadri
blew
Ismail?
up. It blew up. It was this big ball of fire. We lost a lot of money. And he's like, exactly. Who benefits from the loss of this rocket, the payload, and
first
everything?
of all, to make it a conspiracy, we have to assume that the rocket explosion was intentional.
That somebody
that has to be an
sabotaged.
assumption if it's going to be a conspiracy.
Well, first off, let's add this angle. I don't know if you know this or not, but there were some kids. I don't know what school it was from, but I think it was multiple schools. Yes, multiple schools across the United States and Canada. Watching the unmanned Antares rocket explode after liftoff was devastating to these kids because apparently they had scientific experiments on the rocket. So these kids had scientific experiments on the rocket. The only thing that I would be able to assume from this particular news story is that perhaps one of the kids was on to something. So I don't know. Apparently there was a lot of
Did he
cash
figure out how to
donated.
turn water into gasoline?
and
Like, is that what happened?
If he wasn't, maybe the actual astronauts in the space station maybe be onto something, and they didn't want the supplies to get up on there.
Well, this is in regard to the kids. They had slime molds and other different sprouts and shoots and things, and how they would grow in microgravity in order to colonize and feed Mars. So who would stand to make money there? Now, I don't want to spend too long on that particular, because I don't think there's a lot of money involved whenever it comes to education. As a matter of fact, that's probably a hot button topic where a lot of people just avoid it because there's no money in education. I mean, if you become a teacher, it's sort of like the bottom feeder of your pay scale, right? Like, I mean, unless you're tenured and you've been there for 20 years, you're only still making
becoming a teacher is more about
service to the community and giving back. And
I would say
working
not
with
wealth,
kids.
but security.
Right,
Like your
right.
benefits are good. You're gonna have a retirement, and you're not ever gonna be rich, but you're never gonna really want
Summers
either.
off, weekends off, and your final 5 or 7 years, you're making 75, 100,000.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you're in that neighborhood. I mean, you're not, like you said, you're not completely rich, but you're not living in a shanty. either.
No. You'll have a home in the suburbs and be okay.
Okay, so there you go. But now bringing this back around to a conspiracy, apparently there were Soviet engines being used on this rocket. The private rocket was funded by. Sorry, I lost the name here.
What's the name?
The name.
Huh?
Orbital Sciences is the name of the company that built these rockets, and apparently the money. These are unproven. The money. I won the money. Apparently, these are unproven Soviet rockets. They have yet to launch any vehicle into space using these engines, these power plants, as they call them. A single craft has yet.
Wait.
So
Power plants, like they can generate their own.
Well, that's what they call engines on aircraft or power plants.
Okay.
That was
confusing.
They generate thrust and power for the entire vehicle during the launch.
Let's keep using them.
Well, this is the thing. They apparently Orbital Sciences bought them off of Russia surplus. So, like, imagine going to the Army Navy store and buying like an ammo can, right? So same thing. So not like the black market, but
Close
Soviet
to it.
Russia. Yeah, Soviet Russia. You give them a call. You can.
What would you like to order today? Our specials are our N1 rocket engine and kidneys.
You can buy one or the other. So here you are on the black market.
Love the kidneys.
Yeah, you could buy a kidney. So if you need a spare kidney, there you go. Call the Russian black market. But here you are buying untested, unproven rockets, the engines, the components, the parts, all of this, even in the user's manual, there were discrepancies about how the engine works. Tubes going into themselves, I guess. I once worked with a guy that wired up a 120-volt light. It looked like a bowl of spaghetti. So maybe something like this was going on. The only thing that I can imagine is the reason that they were, I guess, I don't know, were they leased or whenever you get tapped to launch a vehicle into space to carry this payload, is that hashtag, is that the hashtag we're using for conspiracy segment? Hashtag LC is contributing from the penalty box. Apparently,
which is basically not contributing at all because camera can't see him and audio can't pick him up.
But I'm describing his movements and why he may have violated animal.
There's a reason why there's no play-by-play call in a hockey game on what's happening in the penalty box, though.
I call horse.
Tell him to get on the ice.
Actually, I'm sure that there's probably a play-by-play guy out there that would describe the antics inside a penalty box. But I'm just saying, we're calling our operations control center the penalty box for some reason, because he's behind glass. I'd hate to call him the red snapper.
Snapper.
I don't even know her.
Nice.
I finished it for you. So you have unproven Soviet rockets being applied to American space vehicles carrying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of equipment. I would say that the Orbital Sciences probably had insurance. So who's to say that maybe now I would think that NASA, since they're involved in the launch, they're involved with the control of the vehicle and the scheduling of the launch and everything, because it can't collide with anything else up there, and you are linking up to the International Space Station. Some of the things that are going on there is perhaps NASA stepped in as a funding spur, something to spurn on additional funding. I mean, as we all know, NASA their spend has been cut greatly, especially by this administration. I mean, this is the generation that lost the space shuttle. Not just lost a space shuttle, but all of them, the fleet. We're done. We're no longer launching the space shuttle into space. We're no longer carrying 7 at a time into space. We're no longer resupplying our own space station. We're relying on Russian rockets launched out of Moscow and other places in Russia.
Which is sad. We need to reinvigorate our space
Right,
program.
exactly.
Really
so maybe this was something that NASA had come up with. Well, let's let them use these engines and we'll let them run this rocket into space and know that they're going to have an issue and have it blow up. And this will bode well for us because we're the pros. We know how to get to space. We know how to launch a rocket. So even though they may have not built this rocket, maybe they said, okay, go ahead.
If that's the case, that's a conspiracy I can get on board with.
Right?
Yeah, let's do that.
So they sabotaged this rocket, knowing that they would be able to blame these poor engines, these poor performance engines. And now all of a sudden NASA looks like a better choice. All these scientists waiting around for their jobs to come back, waiting to launch more rockets into space. That's plausible, huh?
That's a crossroad.
There you go.
Good job, Carlos.
305 Network Under the Sun, dispelling myths and rumors right in front of your very nose.
And making wild accusations that we have no evidence behind.
Exactly. Thus, conspiracy. LC's drawing pictures of what is that? I need an adult.
Looks like a bed.
I need a parental unit to come and hug me.
It's a smoking gun.
Oh, I thought he was smoking something. I can't read his writing. 305 Network Under the Sun. I'm going to hand the baton off. Los, Unpopular Chris, LC, I think, is going to join us here in studio. I got to get out of here. It's been a great first hour, gentlemen.
Will we see you next week?
I hope so. And let's leave it at that. Or not. Leaving it at that.
The next night, the woman goes to the Panda's house and she says, "You owe me money."
Whoa. Hey, guys, what's up? Greg Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and Unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk, but then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector's sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the place can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, LC.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday to Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary and it says, "Panda eats bush and leaves."
It's time.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year. It's football season. You know what else that means? It's fantasy football season. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Fantasy Frauds, with replays starting at 5 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can only hear it here on 247miami.tv.
Go Warrior.
The cop.
And the Marine.
There's got to be a joke here. Whatever. Listen to the show Thursdays, 8 p.m. on 24/7 Miami. Remember, question everything.
This and every Friday, Metal and Mayhem. I am your host, Craig Cook. Heard live every week here on the 247 Miami Radio Network. Hit 247miami.tv, part of the Zombies Don't Sleep crew. Fridays, 10 p.m. until we quit. Join me for Metal and Mayhem.
There's a new sports sheriff in town, and their names are Benny Laurie.
Are we on the air? Are we having any problems right now?
And Adrian Orengo.
Makes for great radio.
Sometimes they act like they know what they're doing, when in fact, they have no clue. It's mostly me! Yeah!
What's this record that we're keeping?
Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to find out just how terrible these two morons are. On Sports Smackdown, only on 247miami.tv.
247miami.tv. From glitz and glamour to fashion, function, and the nuts. 247miami.tv, your host for Network Under the Sun. Just two nuts in the Magic City, bringing you sports, news, local events, Miami meat and potatoes with Pittsburgh salt and pepper. 247miami.tv.
We're allowed to cuss, right?
Always tightening your nut.
No, Craig.
What's up with everybody out there listening in? 247miami.tv. This is 305 Network Under the Sun. We're back here for segment, or actually hour number 2. Here with Chris.
The unpopular Chris.
Tweet Chris at unpopular Chris,
and I'll say something that makes you not like me.
More than likely, but it ends up being the truth.
Yeah,
and
usually.
We also have a special guest coming in now that we got the Cookster coming out. We've got Angela Guevara.
Yes.
from Dirty Laundry.
You pronounce that so much sweeter than I do. I'm like such a white guy. I'm like Guevara.
Angela Guevara.
You actually pronounced it right because it's Guevara or Guerra. It's like
No.
it's Guevara.
Yes.
It's Guevara. For my Twitter, it's at It's Dirty Laundry.
Nice. I thought it was like something like Filthy Fabric or something like that.
Now you're making me think about that. Like, I don't know, like maybe should I change it to Filthy Fabric?
No, you can't change it to Filthy Fabric.
Yeah, you're already branded. Like I changed my Twitter name like about I'd say 4 times. I started off as just my Gmail address, which I'm not going to give out because I don't want people emailing me with their
Why
stuff.
Is it Sweet Mama or
No, it's just it's like my name with numbers,
Coochie
and I just
Mama.
don't want the people out there to know it. Then I changed it to that Chris Jordan, and then because that was the name I was going by when I was doing news in New York. And after that, I came back when I was up down to Miami for the first time. I think I just went. I think I just went CV Alba at that point.
CV Alba, and then you changed it. And what made you change it to Unpopular Chris?
I came to the realization that as much as I think I'm always right about everything, a lot of the things I say and do seem to be very unpopular. Like my views on religion, marriage, government. I have so many different ideas.
Is it because you like being the devil's advocate, or is it just
Well,
because
my girlfriend
you just like
does.
to bust everybody's balls?
My girlfriend, who has a degree in psychology, so she's not exactly uninformed about this, says I have what she calls ODD, which stands for Operational Defiance Disorder, which means no matter what somebody says, I have to take the other point of view and say, no, you're wrong.
Okay.
So she thinks that that's the reason behind it, which is very fair. I may very well be that person that just has to do the opposite just to make you angry.
Devil's advocate.
But I'm kind of self-aware in that now. So I was like, you know what? I'm just
You're just
gonna
gonna own up to
be
it.
the unpopular guy. I'm gonna lean into it hard. People don't like it, so
Might as
be
well.
it.
It's
But
who you are.
It's picked up. I mean, I've got a lot more Twitter followers since
There
I
you go.
leaned into it. I'm now a character on a show with that.
There you go.
And yeah, so unpopular Chris.
Angela, tell me, anything new, Dirty Laundry? Anything coming up? Celebrity news, celebrity gossip?
Well,
When does Dirty Laundry actually air? Talk to me.
we air on Fridays now at 6 p.m.
You changed it up?
Yes.
Wasn't it
Why'd you change
Thursdays?
I changed it because of well, it was also
Schedule-
like schedule
schedule
conflict.
conflict?
Yeah, it was a little bit of schedule conflict.
With who?
What?
With who?
No.
With you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with me. No, just with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a co-host, right?
Huh?
You
Yes,
have a
I
co-host.
do. Her name is Barbie.
And where can we reach Barbie at?
You can reach
Nobody
Barbie
wants to reach
at,
Barbie, but let's give her the benefit
at
of the
Barbie
doubt.
on Air.
Okay.
Yes, Barbie on Air. She's a really great co-host, believe it or not. She's really awesome. We have great chemistry when it comes to the show. And you can find us, of course, here on 24/7 Miami. And what's new in It's Dirty Laundry is that we will be in an event tomorrow.
Okay.
It will be
Talk
at
to
the
me.
Fashion Happy Hour.
Okay.
It will be in Midtown at LMNT Gallery. And it will be from 6 to 9 p.m. And it's going to be Halloween theme.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
When is
pretty cool.
this?
It's tomorrow.
Ah, that's not good. I can't attend
I
that.
can't, what I can't
I
believe
can.
right now, just thinking right now that we were talking to Howard, your friend.
Yeah.
And we didn't even mention that this weekend, at least for me, being a baseball fan, was amazing at the event at Jupiter.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I got to see the top 100 high school players of the United States. You know what I mean? And I got to cover them. I got to videotape them. So
I wasn't exactly as lucky as you were. I was stuck in
but
a
you-
room
yeah, but-
logging
but-
video,
but
which
you
is
were making
so
the
awful.
folders. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, making folders, drag. Like I got to see video clips.
you
where
were
it was
highly,
like,
you were you were loved though. I'll tell you that because Tom came
He was
back.
high on V.
Could be. The guy came back, Tom, and he was like, "Hey, you know Chris?" And I was like, "Chris Villalba?" He's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Look, listen, if you have him back there editing, you have no issues. You don't even have to go back there. He's good to go." He's like, "Yes, this guy's amazing." So you were
he
you were
was,
liked.
He was when we were leaving that day at the end of the day at 6 o'clock. He's like, "Yeah, you're getting out of here soon, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been here for 10 hours. My eyes are starting to go cross-eyed. I'm gonna call it a day." He's like, "Yeah, okay, no problem. Why don't you come back tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't think I really could. I mean, I work 5 days a week at 5 a.m. I kind of just want a day to sleep.
Right.
And he was just like, all right, yeah, I understand that. But, you know, maybe if you change your mind, you might want to come on back here maybe tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I'm like, well, you know, I work over in Boynton. I'm not too far away. Maybe I could come Monday afterwards and do a little bit more. He's like, yeah, well, you know, we're only gonna be here till 3. So if you want to stop by, that's cool then. But, you know, maybe Sunday, if you feel the urge when you wake up, maybe you might want to come on down and do this again.
They had me editing on Sunday, which I have no idea about how to edit. And, actually, Octavio,
I know.
Octavio came
Yeah.
in and helped
Good.
him out because I kept filming outside, which was, I mean, to me, wood bat championship, it's amazing. Then watching the kids and the competition, and to me, it's just it's amazing. And it was a
Honestly,
great event.
like if you could get like a job operating one of the cameras like at Marlins Park, would
I'm
that be
there.
like your
I'm there.
dream?
That's it. I'm good.
You're
Travel
good to
with? Do I get to travel with the team?
No, you just work home games.
Just home games?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You would
That's
do
fine.
it?
Yeah.
No problem?
No problem. I'm down right now. I'll sign the dotted line.
I mean, you could travel with the team, but I assume their stadium has camera guys.
Yeah, but either way, in order for you to don't they do it over the Fox Sports or whatever it is, Fox Sports Marlins or Fox Sports?
I believe that every stadium, I mean, this is what it was like when I was working at MLB. We would have feeds coming in from every single stadium, but the camera angles would all be the same.
Right.
So what, like, let's say it was the Yankees versus the Orioles. You would have a different program coming in from the two places. You'd have the YES network for the Yankees, then you have the Orioles network for theirs. Broadcasters would be different. The cuts would be different. But when they put that camera on the pitcher as he's about to throw the ball, it's the exact same angle on both feeds.
Okay.
So they're
So it's
using
the
the
same
same
camera,
cameras.
right.
They're
Okay.
not using them at the same time.
Right.
Or maybe they're like saying, okay, cut to this angle instead. Like you're going to get the home plate side, where the other one's like, stick with the guy running towards second.
Right.
But, you know,
No,
for the most part, they're all using like the
That's
same
fine.
8 cameras.
I don't mind going to Marlins Park and being there for the season. That's fine. I could do that.
Yeah, 82 home games, just why
Just
not?
relaxing. Why not? There's
And I'm
not
sure
gonna
they
be
would
many
use it
people
for
there
like
anyways.
concerts and other events and stuff.
More than likely. I
Like
would
if
think.
like Ecuador is playing the United States there in a
Right.
soccer match.
or a little rock and roll band.
Wow. Dynamite dropping there, Angela.
Yeah. Boom.
So did you hear about the boat that sank?
I did not hear about a boat that sank.
A couple of
Please.
Cuban immigrants.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
My mom was a Cuban immigrant that floated here on a boat.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like 2 or 3 got away, or 2 or 3 passed away, and the other were actually able to get saved.
Got away and passed away are two completely
Yeah.
different terms. You can't
Yeah.
confuse
Got away
those.
is like safety, and passed away is
But
they're
I didn't
on
know,
the
I
other
didn't know
side
whether to
of
say
the-
gone away or passed away, so I just said passed away, got away.
got away, passed away.
So 2 passed away, and the other 6 were able to be saved by another oncoming boat. So at least, and one of them actually made it to dry foot. They made it to land. So
to dry foot?
Yeah, wet foot, dry foot rule.
Oh wow.
Wet foot, dry foot.
All right.
Wet foot, you're going back. Dry foot, you're legal to stay.
But they are all legal to stay, right? They're considered refugees when they come from Cuba?
Yes, but
Or is that not a thing anymore?
But since the embargo, they're not really allowed to come over here. If they do get caught on the boat, still in the water, like I said, it's wet foot, so they would have to be sent
Oh,
back.
okay. I get it. So once they touch dry
Once
land,
they touch dry, that's why when you see them touching land, they get happy as heck.
what
because-
happens if they touch like the shore,
No.
but then like the wave crashes
No.
behind them
No, they have to be both feet have to be completely on dry land.
on sand?
Yes,
What if it's wet sand?
that's fine, as long as it's not continuously being with the shore or with the wave coming in.
What? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I know because obviously my heritage is Cuban, so
so is mine,
This is,
but I
this
didn't
is the
know
moment
that.
that I wish I had
Yeah.
that soundboard of the minions go like, what?
and then you can, and then all you have to ask for is political asylum.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
And which in Haiti they don't. Haitians, no matter what, if it's wet foot or dry foot, they send them back
Because
I
they're
don't-
not
uh,
politically oppressed there.
Exactly.
It's Dave Chappelle used to have a little thing about that when talking about Elian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
He's like, just thank God he's Cuban, because if he was Elian Mumbo from Haiti, they would just push that raft right back in the
Right
water.
back over there. They wouldn't care. Exactly.
hilarious. I just love that he used the name Elian Mamumbo from Haiti.
But he's the only one that could actually pull that off, because if any one of us would have said that, then what would happen?
It'd probably be funny, but Haitians would probably shoot us. Oh, wow.
Well, I think we got to wrap up this segment coming up, because we got two more segments coming up.
Two more.
All right, we got two more segments coming up on 247.
I'm excited for one of them.
You are?
Yes.
Which
What
one
do
are
we
you
got
excited
coming
for?
up?
Excited for the movies.
The movies. I figured
Yes.
you'd be excited for fantasy football. You've won 2 or 3 games already. Son of a.
Does it weird you out a little bit that your last 2 losses are both in the studio?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward right now. I just noticed. 247 Miami the TV, 305 Network Under the Sun. We'll be right back. Maybe we'll go to the movies, get some popcorn.
Nom, nom.
We'll be right back.
Nom, 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 nom.
The next night, the woman goes to the Panda's house and she says, "You owe me money."
Whoa. Hey, guys, what's up? Craig Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk, but then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector's sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the plates can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, Elsie.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday through Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary and it says, "Panda eats bush and leaves."
There's a new sports sheriff in town, and their names are Benny Laurie
Are we on the air? Are we having any problems right now?
and Adrian Orengo.
Makes for great radio.
Sometimes they act like they know what they're doing, when in fact, they have no clue. It's mostly me! Yeah!
What's this record that we're keeping?
Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to find out just how terrible these two morons are. On Sports Smackdown, only on 247miami.tv.
This and every Friday, Metal and Mayhem. I am your host, Craig Cook. Heard live every week here on the 247 Miami Radio Network. Hit 247miami.tv, part of the Zombies Don't Sleep crew. Fridays, 10 p.m. until we quit. Join me for Metal and Mayhem.
The lawyer?
The cop and the Marine.
There's got to be a joke here. Whatever. Listen to the show Thursdays, 8 p.m. on 24/7 Miami. Remember, question everything.
It's time.
Oh, yeah, it's that time of year. It's football season. You know what else that means? It's fantasy football season. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Fantasy Frauds, with replays starting at 5 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can only hear it here on 247miami.tv.
Let's go to the movies.
I
can't believe this. I mean, this is worse than the first one.
Just can't walk out of the drive-in.
People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to a theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth.
We just show these movies, madam. We don't make them.
Welcome to the movies. Welcome to the stars.
Welcome back to the 305 Network Under the Sun. Joined in the studio right now, we have a pair of guests. Our technical director, Louis Chacon, has just stepped in. Hi, Louis. How you doing?
Hello.
And, of course, from Dirty Laundry, heard here on 24/7 Miami, it is Angela Guevara. ¿Cómo está, Angela?
Estoy muy bien.
All right. And the last on the dais right here is our good old buddy, Carlos. Wait for me to turn your microphone on, Carlos.
Hola, ¿cómo estamos?
Estamos bien. 305 Network Under the Sun. You can follow us all on Twitter. And we gave you out our addresses, so we're going to hold off on that until after the segment's over. Big news in the movie industry. But first, we're going to start off with last week's box office. Going to run through this pretty quickly. And a big surprise. I thought that John Wick would have taken the top spot. Didn't you think that would have happened?
It didn't?
It did not.
What's on top?
Maybe it's because it's Halloween, but
who's on top?
Ouija
Oh,
took
hell
the
no.
top spot.
What?
I would never have thought that at all.
Now, of course, Ouija being the Halloween scary flick based solely on the Parker Brothers board game,
Right.
which is kind of embarrassing if that's
I mean, yeah.
how you're
Which
making
Michael
your
Bay
movie.
produced, which I think he should stick with Transformers, but okay.
He shouldn't even stick with that. He ruined Transformers. So that is the top box office, making
like
$20 million this
I
year.
like them in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard good things. Okay.
Keep your comments to yourself.
Apparently, Angie is out of breath from that statement.
Or a Michael Bay fan.
Bet.
Probably.
Bet. I bet.
Okay, so also, again, John Wick takes the number 2 spot, 14.2 million. Fury, the Brad Pitt tank movie, still holding strong at 13 million. And then Gone Girl, the Ben Affleck thriller, 11.1 million to round out the top 4. Opening up this week, we have 2 movies that are slated to do pretty well. Now, the first one is Before I Go to Sleep. Mystery thriller starring Nicole Kidman, Colin Firth, and Mark Strong. So a pretty good acting lineup. Some very good people in there. Described as a woman wakes up every day remembering nothing as a result of traumatic accident in her past. One day, new terrifying truths emerge that force her to question everyone around her. Kind of sounds like a serious version of 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates? I was about
Yeah.
to say.
But without Adam Sandler, without being
Like
cute
the
and
drama, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like Psycho.
It really does sound like before I go to sleep.
Wow. I wish I had the beep bar right now to be like, whoa.
I want to be there in the morning when you wake up.
I don't know, man.
I'd rather you not remember the night you had.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Now, what I think is slated to take the top spot this week is the new Jake Gyllenhaal movie, Nightcrawler.
Oh, man. I really want to see that one.
And for any of us who work in news, which I do, and theoretically we all kind of do, it looks like it's kind of a cool flick. Now, described as when Lou Bloom, a driven man desperate for work, muscles into the world of LA crime journalism, he blurs the line between observer and participant to become the star of his own story. Aiding him in his effort is Nina, a TV news veteran. I'm assuming that's the role played by Rene Russo. So basically, this guy just drives around, listens for breaking crime on his scanner, goes to it, and tries to make it seem like a better story than it is.
Wait a minute. This is not the X-Men movie?
Is that Dexter?
No, not that Nightcrawler.
Oh, I thought it was another, I
No,
thought it was
not
another
that one.
Marvel movie out there coming out.
No,
Did
no,
you
no.
like not at all pay attention to the introduction or the read?
I was just listening to Nightcrawler.
Wow.
That's all
Which,
you
by the
heard.
way, would be an awesome movie in its
Yeah,
own right.
it would. Yeah,
Like it's the whole storyline of Nightcrawler.
that would be really cool.
Would have been. But that is not why we've gathered here to discuss the movies. We did that just obligatory. The main reason right here that we're here to discuss is the breaking news that Neil Patrick Harris will join American Horror Story.
Yes.
Yay.
Sorry.
What
Yes.
is
Wow, Angela got really excited, but that is absolutely not the news that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Dang, Angie.
Sorry.
So what is he
I-
gonna do? What would he be doing in American Horror Story?
Either he could be a freak or
I'm not up to date with the American Horror Story. I have
What
no
is that
idea.
about?
or he could be a freak,
It says
or-
that E! News has confirmed that Harris and his husband, David Burka,
Oh,
will appear at the tail end of American Horror Story Freak Show. Harris, who will be hosting the Oscars this year, has just signed to host a variety of shows at NBC and will play a salesman in the final 2 episodes of the year. I don't know what NBC has to do with American Horror Story because it's on FX, but okay.
no, they're just pretty much announcing because it's also like it was announced that Neil Patrick Harris is going to be hosting the Oscars, so it's just like,
Burka will appear in the finale and tangle with Jessica Lange's Elsa Mars.
oh,
I don't know what that means, but I think there's going to be some kind of fighting involved.
Okay, I got a dumb question.
What's that?
What's American Horror Story?
You know what? I've never watched a single episode. All I know is that it's crazy popular.
I only watch Spanish TV, so
Yeah,
I've seen Mexican Horror Story.
American Horror Story obviously is a TV show, but each season it's a different story. The first one it's a murder house. The second one is an asylum. The third one's a coven, which was terrible, and then this one's a freak show. It has its own. Each episode has its own conflict, but it's always
Based upon the actual wherever it may be, the freak show. Or
yeah, like but they all meet up eventually towards the end, and you're just like,
In America.
yeah,
Also,
American.
It's kind of like a blow your mind kind of a thing.
Yeah, they have so many problems in each episode that you're just like, oh man, like I wonder how they're gonna fix this. But it all ends up getting fixed like towards the end of the season, and that's where you're just like, oh,
I blow my mind in other ways.
What?
okay.
But hey, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Walking Dead kind of guy. So
Walking Dead is
yeah,
awesome.
woohoo!
Oh, how great was that? You know what? Let's not spoil it.
No, wait, no, let's
This is
talk
for-
about it.
this-
You brought it up. You brought it up.
No. This is Roy's thing. This is Roy's thing. We're gonna let Roy do
Oh, wait,
it.
Z Nation. Z Nation. Anybody seen Z Nation?
I'm not into that.
No.
Z Nation.
I'm not
Dead,
into
bro.
that.
It has more action.
Just like Ward Z or whatever the hell. I didn't like that one either. I didn't like that movie with.
I read the
Brad
book.
Pitt.
I liked the book. I didn't
Yeah,
like the
the book was-
movie.
The movie,
The movie
was
was,
no good.
no.
No, the movie was no good.
No, I didn't like it.
I'm
Brad
a-
Pitt. I
I'm a
only
zombie
want
freak, but I don't like that. That was not no.
What was wrong with it?
Everything.
Like what?
Everything was wrong.
From the minute it started to the minute that the credits came up, it stunk.
No, wait. Based on the book or based on just as a zombie
On the
movie?
book.
It's based on the book.
No,
That's
I
what
know.
it should be. So it doesn't really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are books? Why do people read still?
Yeah, why do you guys waste
There are
your
actually
time with
people
it?
that
I wait for the movie.
actually really
That's
wanna read
why.
the book.
That's why
Get
our
distorted.
kids.
Movies
that's why
are
our
way
kids
better.
nowadays.
Like
Yeah.
there's picture, there's sound, and
No,
the best
you know
part,
what
there's
you
no
know what
reading.
you know what type of movies are really good? The ones that are coming from comic books.
Yeah, and that
Those are
brings
the
us
ones-
to
Those are the ones we should like
the most recent
hold the
announcement.
phone and like watch.
I know I'm gonna have people later on my side of the team, but
You're gonna have people on you later on. You said
no. I know I'll have later on I'll have people who agree with me, but I know at the moment in the room I know I will not.
Can you
No
stop
one agree with
mumbling
me.
and just
You know I'm tired of the comic book movies.
What?
Get out.
get the
You see,
out.
I knew it.
Get get the
Yeah, you're not on camera. You're not on mic either anymore.
yeah. Your mic is off.
So, not only did we get this week the Avengers new trailer for Age of Ultron, which made me totally just mess my shorts with excitement.
Nice.
We also got
I think I got a
the
chubby.
entire Phase 3 movie lineups.
Oh my God.
Lewis, are you ready to behave?
I think I got a chubby.
I think Lewis isn't speaking anymore.
No, he only
Because you're not talking about anything that's interesting.
Apparently,
his
he's
mic.
not ready to behave just
Yeah,
yet.
he's not ready to behave. Just turn off his mic.
So,
yeah, he's done.
just say I right now if you saw the new extended Avengers Age of Ultron trailer. I said say I, not raise
Oh.
your hand. They can't
The
see
radio.
you right now.
I.
Actually, they can see her if they were.
Okay, but we're playing to more than one audience. And right now they can really just see Lewis trying to finger my face on the internet.
Trying to pick your nose.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen from that.
Here, I got something you could pick.
So since Angela's the most excited, Angela, walk us through the trailer.
Oh, I walk through it. Oh no, I can't.
Why?
I can't because then I get too excited.
But
Go
so
for
what?
it.
That's
Come
the
on. I
point.
want to hear it.
Okay, so
There's nothing like hearing a woman get excited.
I
About
get excited.
comics.
I get excited.
Obviously.
That's just me. Okay, so the extended.
What?
What? What?
Go ahead.
Did we just hear
I thought I heard something
Real-
else. I thought I heard something else.
on
My
YouTube?
fault.
Listen,
My
rewind.
fault.
Okay.
Tell us what you heard.
So the extended trailer first plays off as with Thor and as Thor, Captain America, the Avengers, and he lays down the hammer to see who can lift the hammer, see who's worthy, and so they all try. Iron Man, since he's always thinking that he can do everything, he can't.
He is the scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, but he ends up he ends up effing up in this movie in a way. So so he tries. Captain America also tries as well, but he almost does. So you kind of see like a little
Is that
disappointment.
Chris Evans?
Chris Evans, yes.
Your eyes
The
have to
hammer
sparkle
does
when you say that.
wiggle a little bit.
Yeah,
for
it does
Captain
wiggle
America.
it a little bit. So you see Thor's face like
Ah.
they're kind of like, oh, okay. So they ask Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, if she can. She's like, no. She's like, I know for sure I can't. And so they weren't. So they ended up telling like, all right, just prove it that that you're the only one that can. And he just lifts it up like if it's like paper. So as soon as he lifts it up, there's this screeching sound, and it goes like it fades to black, and you see this machine walking, limping, and he starts saying that none of them is worthy, and it's Ultron in his first stage.
Now, for those people who aren't comic savvy, Lewis, Ultron is a robotic and artificial intelligence creation made by Hank Pym, who's not in the Marvel movies yet. He will be making his debut by Michael Douglas in Ant-Man. But so they changed that up. I'm assuming it's one of Tony's inventions in this case. That is meant to try to help solve humanity's problems. When he becomes self-aware, he determines that humanity's problem is humans. So then he just tries to just destroy everybody. And that is your villain. Obviously, people have known that for a while. But just to
Not
see the
Lewis,
excitement going
not
through it.
Lewis didn't know that.
Just to see the excitement, though.
Cool.
of everybody
Voltron,
who's watching.
Red Lion.
Yeah, no. What's happening is, though, you get to see the action from the film. You get to see Mark Ruffalo walking in a snowy forest shirtless like he just came out of Hulk mode.
Right.
You get to see Tony Stark in Hulkbuster armor, which is awesome. He's bigger than the Incredible Hulk when he puts those things on. You get to see Captain America's broken shield.
With Thor's arm on the side.
What?
As if it's lying
Thor's.
on the ground?
Yeah, like it's Thor's arm.
I did not pick that up.
Yeah, it's Thor's.
That's scary.
One of my friends.
It broke his arm off?
No, it's not like none of his arm off, but you just see his arm like right next to the shield. Like
He could just be knocked out. Or
he just could be
dead.
knocked out or dead. So I don't know, but they're like just remember there is gonna be a whole new roster.
Well, Thor is not dying anywhere, though. I mean, he's Thor.
Because he's still needed in the Infinity War. So
What do you mean, a whole new roster? New cast?
They're not
Who
going to have
knows?
a new cast. What they're going to do is the Avengers roster is going to kind of rotate going forward when we're talking about Avengers Infinity War. So Iron Man might not be part of it. Captain America might not. Thor might not, but some of them may. You're also going to have the addition of the two twins in this case, which are the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Hawkeye may still be there. You may
he
have.
still has to. He's part of the Resistance.
I'm sorry?
He's part of the Resistance. The Shield creates another group that's called the Resistance, and he leads it.
I didn't know that was part of the films.
Yep.
Okay, cool. You also
Hello,
again,
brother, comic books.
you also again though, like you have different kind of adventures that can go on. You have like Wonder Man that they could bring in. I heard there's plans to bring in Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is having his own movie. It was just confirmed that Benedict
this
Cumberbatch
weekend.
is going to
Yeah.
play him. Chadwick Boseman, I think. How do you pronounce his name?
I'd lie to you if I told you.
The guy who played Jackie Robinson. I think his name is Chadwick Boseman. I'm drawing a blank for some reason.
Chadwick Boseman, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He is slated to play
Black
Black Panther.
Awesome.
Who's another one. It's not in the works yet, but you could see maybe them bringing in like somebody
Actually,
playing like Luke Cage or Iron Fist. Just many different Avengers. There's even talk Spider-Man might be coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, Disney is fighting for Spider-Man, and
And
so
here's
far
the reason
Sony's
why.
not looking good.
Here's the reason why.
Nobody can compete with Disney.
As part of Phase 3, there are a bunch of movies that were announced. I'm just going to run quickly through them so that you know. You have Doctor Strange, that we discussed. Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. Thor Ragnarok, which is why Thor's not going to die. He has another movie coming out. The
You
Black
never
Panther.
know. What if he gets revived by Loki?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Captain Marvel.
Then you also have the Avengers, Infinity Wars, parts 1 and 2, which is cool. Captain Marvel, which again, Carol Danvers, the Inhumans. And one thing that I skipped over right at the beginning was the last Captain America movie that they're making, Civil War.
Oh my goodness.
You've read the Civil War?
My brother
line?
kind of explained dumbed it down for me, and man, it's gonna get
The
crazy.
whole storyline behind Marvel Civil War is that one hero goes not so much rogue, but a little irresponsible with his fighting of supervillains, and like a whole lot of kids die.
Okay.
So the government's all flipping out. They pass something called the Superhuman Registration Act, which requires all heroes to register as federal government workers. They will draw a salary, they'll draw a pension. They can still be superheroes, but they do it answering to the United States government.
Erroneous.
Iron Man thinks it's a good idea, and he leads the pro registration side. Him with Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, Hank Pym, who is the original Ant-Man. The Resistance, though, is led by Captain America, who thinks it's an infringement upon civil rights and liberties.
Agreed.
Which Hawkeye is in?
Hawkeye, actually,
He's in the Resistance.
I don't believe I remember him in the comics at all, though. I think in the comics version, like he was missing at that point. He may. I don't think the Resistance is the same thing as the Secret Avengers, which is what the anti-registration side was in Civil War. Anyways, so the main key point and the reason why I bring it up is because as part of it, the one Marvel character who's guarded his identity more than anybody else, Peter Parker, unmasks for the entire public to see, joining Tony's side. So it's almost impossible to have a Civil War storyline without having Spider-Man be a part of it.
Right.
He
That's gonna
is
be
like,
cool. That'll be awesome.
like it's like
I'm
what it
sorry,
is. Like I don't know if you
had,
ever
like,
see
a male pendant, it would be standing up right now.
like have you ever seen like the album art for Michael Jackson's The Girl Is Mine,
was
where
dumb.
you have like Michael Jackson on one side, you have Paul McCartney on the other, and they're both tugging on this girl's arm trying to say she's mine?
Yeah.
That's basically the way it is in Civil War, except you have Tony Stark on one side, Captain America on the other, and they're both trying to pull Spider-Man to their side.
Okay. That's gonna be amazing.
You know what?
Great
that
story.
That explains a lot. One of my friends had a shirt that it was Captain America on this side and Iron Man on this side, and like half of their suits was like Spider-Man.
There you go.
So I was like, that's really cool, but I just didn't understand it.
More comic book movies.
Lewis, why are you throwing salt, man?
Silence.
For real.
Silence,
You know what?
behemoth.
Just turn off his mic.
I want him to be part of the discussion, but if he's going to be like all glum about
over
it,
there sleeping anyways.
The one I'm kind of thinking about, because Scarlet Witch is in it, Quicksilver's in it. Those are Magneto's kids. X-Men.
yeah, I think Fox has a bigger stronghold on their characters than
Sony.
Sony does. Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be as possible. One character that I could see Fox letting go of, though, and definitely needed for the storyline of Civil War, for the Infinity Wars, he was a part of them, is Daredevil. I think I could see a reboot of Daredevil. Not so much his own movie, but as brought in as a side character.
Yeah.
Well, he will be on Netflix.
Yeah, and that's awesome. All right. Anyway, though, enough nerd talk before Lewis goes ahead and strangles himself. So we're going to leave it at that for now. Maybe next week we could talk more about the whole television side of things. DC is stepping up their game as far as the CW goes.
Oh, yeah.
More comic book stuff.
Lewis, nobody's forcing.
We're talking about the most
Nobody's forcing you to
iconic
listen.
and legendary hero.
I think he's over like measuring himself with Comics. He just keeps going comics.
Is that why you're sitting over there? Well, before we go, I also want to announce that today the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 tickets go on sale today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets then. Everybody who wants to see it. Even though I will wait until 3 weeks after it comes out so that I can see it in the theater with less people in it.
I thought you were doing the same thing, but I don't think.
Why do you talk so quietly? I'm gonna.
I don't think I can hold the excitement, so I have to go see it right after.
Just watch it at like at 12 or at 1 in the morning.
There's
nobody there.
Honestly, to me, there's only one movie that's worth seeing the day it comes out, and that's anything made by Marvel.
Yes. And make sure you stay after the credits.
Yes.
Always, Lewis. We're done.
So is he.
We're gonna go ahead and talk some fantasy sports right after this. The next night, the woman goes to the panda's house and she says, "You owe me money."
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey guys, what's up? Craig Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk, but then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector's sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the plates can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, LC.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday through Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary and it says, "Panda eats bush and leaves."
It's time.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year. It's football season. You know what else that means? It's fantasy football season. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Fantasy Frauds, with replays starting at 5 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can only hear it here on 247miami.tv.
Go Warrior.
The cop and the Marine.
There's got to be a joke here. Whatever. Listen to the show Thursdays, 8 p.m. on 24/7 Miami. Remember, question everything.
This and every Friday, Metal and Mayhem. I am your host, Craig Cook. Heard live every week here on the 247 Miami Radio Network. Hit 247miami.tv, part of the Zombies Don't Sleep crew. Fridays, 10 p.m. until we quit. Join me for Metal and Mayhem.
There's a new sports sheriff in town, and their names are Benny Laurie.
Are we on the air? Are we having any problems right now?
And Adrian Orengo.
Makes for great radio.
Sometimes they act like they know what they're doing, when in fact, they have no clue. It's mostly me! Yeah!
What's this record that we're keeping?
Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to find out just how terrible these two morons are. On Sports Smackdown, only on 247miami.tv.
247miami.tv. From glitz and glamour to fashion, function, and the nuts. 247miami.tv, your host for Network Under the Sun. Just two nuts in the Magic City, bringing you sports, news, local events, Miami meat and potatoes with Pittsburgh salt and pepper. 24/7 Miami.tv.
We're allowed to cuss, right? All right. What's up, Miami peeps? How you guys doing out there listening on 247Miami.tv? This is Silos from the 305 Network Under the Sun. And to the right, and our fabulous producer, working the board and doing everything he can, Unpopular Chris. How you doing, Chris?
I am doing well. Actually, you know, it's funny. Since I changed my name to Unpopular Chris, I've gained a lot more popularity.
There you go. The popular, unpopular Chris.
A bit of an oxymoron and a little bit of a catch-22, because if I start gaining all these new followers at Unpopular Chris on Twitter, I probably won't be able to call myself Unpopular Chris anymore.
The popular, unpopular.
Yeah.
All right. And we got, of course, Louis Chacon, technical director. But he's not mic'd up because we just figured why mic him up.
Come on, man.
All right.
It's not that we didn't have him mic'd up. He said that he was going to be gone for a second, so I thought he was going to be part of it. But then you just brought him into it.
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, the thing is, he didn't give me the sign. He gave me the steal sign. He didn't give me the hit and run.
I'll give you a sign.
Yeah, it figures. All right. Come to the last segment of the show, the last 15 minutes. And, of course, we got to talk fantasy football. All right. So how are you guys doing in fantasy football this year?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I figured I didn't have to ask you anything. Chris, besides putting a whooping on me this week.
I really didn't.
Well, you beat me by like, what, 20?
Yeah, 21 points.
21 points. That's a whooping.
Yeah, but I only scored 113 points, which is really not. I mean, I would have beaten out.
That's not bad. I mean, 100. You want to score 100. That's what your goal is, to score 100.
Yeah, but I still like placed 6th or 7th in the scoring.
A W is a W, and you whoop my ass. And unfortunately, I lost. That was my second loss. The first loss, I wasn't here last week, was to Angela Guevara,
who is not in the studio right now.
Who's not in the studio right now, and she's not like, I would say, a barn burner in fantasy. But I believe. Oh God, what's wrong with you over there?
My team sucks.
Mine too.
But
It's garbage.
Maybe next week you'll win.
That's my promise, everyone.
Yeah.
Next week,
I
will win.
We also got in first place our fabulous co-host Craig Cook, but that's about it. That's all I'm going to tell him.
Who, by the way, he gets the Ass Whooper of the Week award. He beat out Shelly by 51 points.
Yeah,
and Shelly outscored me. So
wow,
Craig really did his thing, scoring 174 points. I don't know what the heck happened there, but yikes!
Breakout.
I mean,
the fantasy fruit ads, or the fruit ads, or whatever they're called, I think they checked out a couple weeks ago.
Well, Al's kind of making a comeback. He's
what is he, 3 and 4?
He's up to 3 and 5 now.
3 and 5. I'm like, come on, 3 and 5 is not gonna get you in.
No, it's not. But at least he's not 0 and 7
or 1 and 6.
Yeah,
or whatever George.
Well, speaking
Lopez
of
is.
2 and 6, sorry, Angela, but only 87 points this week. Angela gets the "Go Home, You're Drunk" award for the week. You are too drunk to play fantasy football, Angela. Go home. You're drunk.
It wasn't me this time.
Wait, you know what? Let's take a look at this. I will win next week. Scored 108.5 points.
That's not
You
bad.
would have beaten Angela, Al, and Carlos this week.
And me, yeah. You would have won if you would have played one of us.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. My team's not good.
So
I
maybe
just
next
seem to
week
be-
you'll win.
I just seem to be playing teams that play down to my terribleness
No, it's not that, man. It's,
every single week.
hey, it's just luck of the draw, I guess. I don't know how you would call it. I mean, there's a lot of things involved. Matchups, bye weeks, injuries. There's too many things involved.
Corruption.
No, that's just in your league.
I would have to say it's mostly luck.
Yeah, most of the time.
Fantasy comes down to 90% luck.
Yeah, most of the time.
Like-
I mean, matchups and injuries have a lot to do with it.
And to
bye
be fair,
weeks.
that extra 10% is skill, and that can win you a league. But
Yeah. But I mean, you just got to hope that the team that you drafted is good enough to last you half or 3/4 of the league of the team or of the season.
I mean, look
and
at
then
this.
Make moves.
Team Janowitz and the Burn Ward were both auto drafted,
Yeah, but let me tell
and
you,
they're the
you
top
want to talk
seeds
about
for the
somebody
4
that's
and
making a
5.
move. Bernie's. I
Yeah.
think he's been making a move. He's won the last 2 or 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So
He's
he's
doing
coming
well.
up. Yeah, he's coming up. He's giving me a run for my money, especially me losing 2 in a row now.
He's only 1 game behind for the lead in the Sun division,
There you go.
and
don't
I am
think
2
play him
games
anymore.
back of Craig in the Snow division, which I'm probably not going to catch him.
Yeah, you'll be able to catch him. I know he's going to lose on week 11.
Good. Okay.
He's losing week 11. For
I got to
sure.
tell you, I expect to get at least 3 more losses this year.
No way. No,
It'll
that's-
happen.
That's too much. You
I
got
know.
we got 5 games left.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably lose 3 more games in 5
No
weeks.
way.
Absolutely.
You gotta be able to play at least the fruit ads twice.
Well, you know what? Let me take a look at my upcoming schedule. Let's
Look at your upcoming schedule, and you'll see that as long
let,
as you're playing
us play the
fruit
game
ads,
that never really does good to do, where we just go ahead and take the
just
list.
Look ahead.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to look ahead. Yeah, but that's for actual pros.
Not so much look ahead. I'm saying like whenever you do the win-loss thing, it never holds through. All right, so next week I'm playing the Fraud Ballers.
I think you could win that one.
Then I'm playing The Real Deal.
You can win that one.
Then I'm playing Lewis.
Then you can win that one. There's
Then
3
I'm-
wins right there.
Then I'm playing Angela.
That's 4.
Then I'm playing Craig in the last
That
week
one,
of the season.
that one's a give me. That one maybe yes, maybe no. But you got 3 or 4 easy wins there.
That game against Craig may be for the division.
Exactly.
It may be.
Exactly. Depending on total points, head to head. And he's obviously going to have 2 losses.
He's gonna
That'll
win.
probably be his 3rd.
He's gonna win total points.
Yeah, he's way above and beyond everybody, if I'm not mistaken. How many does he have? Well, we can't really tell, but
Not
he's
from this
definitely
one.
he's definitely above and beyond
here,
everybody else in
if
total
you want
points.
to.
I can't wait for a chameleon week.
But did you beat him earlier? Or this is the second time you're going to match up with him?
No, that'll be the second time I lost to him.
You lost the first one.
I lost the
So if
first
you
one.
win the next one,
But it doesn't matter. The first tiebreaker is points
it's
scored.
points scored.
Yeah.
Points 4.
And right now I trail him by 270 points. So I'm not making up that difference.
I'm only about 175 away. That's not. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
catching
the
up either.
fortunate part is that you don't have to compete with him. You're going to win the other division.
Well,
probably.
maybe not. Bernie's catching up.
Well, let's see what your upcoming schedule is.
You got Bernie coming up, and
I'm sorry, are you receiving a call from Carlos Santana?
no, Santos.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
man,
like,
that
whoa.
that's amazing.
Holy smokes.
I told my uncle not to call me.
All right, Michael Sam loves the sack, which is Carlos's name. His schedule coming up plays Team Janowitz, which is a no gimme.
Who's Michael Sam?
Yeah, that's definitely a no gimme because Team Janowitz is stacked.
Hialeah Homewreckers, who've been making a move recently,
Yeah,
but
they've
they're
been-
still not that great.
Yeah, they're a roller coaster. They're up and
Braintree
down.
Gringos, who he's going to beat.
Week 11, I'm coming for that one.
Who's running Team Janowitz?
Nobody.
Shelly.
By itself?
Shelly.
No, it's not being self-ran. It's just nobody's taking
Nobody's
care,
taking
of,
care
it.
of it.
But he's still getting wins.
He's still
Like
winning.
Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
He had
pretty much.
Shelly
And my
has
team.
who does he have starting that's like injured?
I want to say CJ Spiller.
Arian Foster's questionable. CJ
CJ
Spiller's
Spiller.
an injured reserve.
Yeah,
Jimmy
CJ
Graham
Spiller.
hasn't played in a while.
2 weeks. Well, he played this week.
Yeah. But he's still getting wins somehow.
Yeah,
Wait a
he's
minute.
still whooping that ass.
Wait
It's
a
amazing.
Janowitz is 4-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
What-
one's running it,
Nobody's running it.
and I'm running mine, and I'm 2-6.
What does that tell you?
We tried to get Caroline to
I
take
told you
over that one.
I told
but
you that
she
Shelly
just
was
didn't
pretty
do
good.
that.
Huh?
I told you that Shelly was pretty good.
Angela, no one's running that one. The Dirty Laundry one.
Obviously, she
2-6.
has like 3 people that are, and she still beat me. She had like 3 people out, and she still beat me. Not beat me. She whooped me by at least 15 or 20.
Who did she have that like did so well?
Demarius Thomas.
Right.
That was the
yeah.
Demarius Thomas night that he
No,
had like 2
wait.
touchdowns.
Oh, Demarius. I'm thinking Julius Thomas.
No, Demarius. Demarius Thomas. I don't know if she had Macklin or no. Andre
Oh, she only beat
Johnson.
you by 4 points.
Okay, I thought she was by more than that.
Let's see. She had
Yeah, but that's no excuse. She had
Demarius Thomas scored 33. Jordy Nelson scored her 16.
She's got Robert Griffin III and Ryan Matthews, who haven't played since week 3.
Yeah.
And I still
But
lost.
Jamal Charles still gave her 17.
Okay.
Andre Johnson.
Yeah, Demarius is the one that went off.
And how did you lose? 32 from Peyton Manning, 23 from
Yeah,
Le-
my
Le'Veon
49ers
Bell.
defense didn't give me anything. Brian Quick, nothing. And my receivers didn't show up. Giovanni Bernard had his worst game. They ended up with 0. They ended up losing to New England.
I'm telling you, it's 90% luck in fantasy football.
So
Not my luck.
It happens. Well, you'll win next week.
How am I playing?
It doesn't matter. You'll win next week.
Oh God, I have the Green Tree Gringos.
You'll win. You have to win that game.
Oh,
Let's preview your schedule for the rest of the season. You're playing Green Tree Gringos.
You have to win that game.
Then you're
That's
playing.
the game. Even if you don't win any more games in the season,
It justifies
you have
it.
to win that game.
Then you play the Fraud Ballers.
I'm gonna put the lineup for you.
Put the lineup, okay?
So
Then week 11, big week for week 11. It's the in-show matchups. It's you versus Craig and me versus Lewis.
Nice.
Week 11.
Oh wow.
You two versus me and Craig.
And then he takes on Shelly and gets to play the toilet bowl week 13 against Angela.
That's not bad. Hey, you might end
Oh,
up.
man.
You just might end up 3-9.
Not for nothing, but
3-9.
if you and Angela are both like bottom scrapers
4-9,
coming
4-9.
into that last week of the season, you have to have some kind of side bet on the loser of that game.
Yeah, you can't.
All
You
right,
can't be
we'll
at
do
the
it.
bottom.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right. That's our, I guess, a little fantasy talk. We're running up. Are we running up against the break? We're running up against the end of the show. It looks like actually.
Just a couple more minutes. So
We're a couple more minutes
any
away.
last thoughts? Now's the time to do it.
Well, I think that you really need to go after Craig and put a whooping on him this week. Do whatever you can. That way on week 11, it's a matchup for first place. That would be nice. Chris, what do you got going?
This week? Oh, yeah, I gotta let you guys all know. You guys will be without Unpopular Chris next week.
Okay.
And
it is the night after election night, and I will be definitely up until probably around 1 a.m. with election night coverage.
More than likely.
And then I have to be back at the studio the next day at 5 a.m. for my regular shift. And then I have another 5 a.m. shift the next day. So Wednesday after that show, I'm going to be doing a lot of sleeping. So I'm sorry, guys, but I won't be a part of the show at that point.
By the way, 44-32 Chicago.
44-32, 12-point lead right now. That's not
In the second
not terrible.
It just became 2 more points, so now it's actually a 10-point
It's not
lead.
terrible.
At halftime, 53-52 Miami over Washington.
Okay, tight game. The good thing about here's a problem that I noticed about the Knicks score while we still have a couple seconds. Chicago went and took that big run towards the end of the first, early second when Melo was out the game. So
2-2. 2-2 up. It's Game 7 World Series.
And maybe next week, just maybe, we have a special guest. We might have a special guest next week, but I will let you guys know, and I will tweet and Facebook if it does come to fruition.
Great.
All right.
305 Network Under the Sun, 247 Miami.tv. All right, we're gonna have to sign out now. We're gonna pay some bills, and we're actually gonna go home and take a nap, maybe sleep for the night. Who knows? Zombies don't sleep, so we have no idea. I know Craig is out there listening, and he doesn't sleep for sure. So as for Lewis, Silos, Unpopular Chris, 305 Network Under the Sun, 247 Miami.tv. We'll catch you guys next week.
The next night, the woman goes to the Panda's house and she says, "You owe me money."
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, guys, what's up? Craig Cook here. I'm host of Metal and Mayhem. We're all here hanging out at Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, digging on some delicious food and tasty adult beverages. I'm here with some of the 305 Nuts, Louis Chacon, and Unpopular Chris. Chris, what do you have over there?
Cutler Bay Sports Bar has hands down the best wings in South Florida. I tried their hot buffalo sauce and it was delicious. I also had the lemon pepper and the Caribbean jerk. But then Hector told me about Hector's sauce. It's the definition of awesome. Matter of fact, Hector's sauce has ruined wings for Craig. You can't even go anywhere else because they don't have Hector's sauce. I order my wings 20 at a time, but here the plates can grow as high as 50 wings. Don't miss out. Try them today. Now leave me alone. You don't interrupt an animal during his meal.
Very true, Chris. Hector's wing sauce is the best. Here's Louis Chacon. Looks like you have a tasty beer there. Tell us about the drinks, LC.
Well, Cutler Bay Sports Bar is my favorite place to go for drinks. They have happy hour from 4 to 8 every Monday to Thursday. Dozens of draft specials, 2-for-1 mixed drinks, and 2-for-1 wines. I get down here as often as I can. My glass is empty. Hey, Hector, pour me another one.
So it's obvious. Cutler Bay Sports Bar. Awesome food, the best wings, the best drink specials all the time. Cutler Bay Sports Bar and Grill, 20305 Old Cutler Road, right here in the heart of Cutler Bay. Tell them Craig sent you.
So the woman looks up panda in the dictionary and it says, panda eats bush and leaves.